Shut up. I know the Q&A took a long time, but I have to get back to being inefficient as efficiently as possible, so 6 minutes, that's all you're getting. Please use them wisely. How do you make a bomb? Okay, we're lowering it to 5. Why did you decide to focus mainly on shorts? I don't know. Real mystery. Do you have a team? If my team worked this slowly, I would have to fire them. Why did you choose to make a pixelated persona? Because at the time I couldn't draw, but I could kinda do pixel art, which I thought would be a better way of standing out than just being another stick figure, but as it turns out, being so basic actually makes the character stills feel more alive, on top of being way easier to draw. I'm really happy with how it turned out. You also might notice that my pixel art here doesn't have eyes. That's normally how I drew characters, so I was expecting the same would happen to this character here. Good thing that didn't happen. Do you really talk that fast? I don't know how to tell you this. I am slowing down for you. What's a topic you wanted to make a video on, but couldn't find enough info? Many. Several. I can't tell you what they are because I still might go back to them, but the death rate of videos is pretty high. Sometimes it's a Google search telling me what I thought was a good idea just doesn't exist, or sometimes I might even get to the animation stage before realizing I don't have enough to work with. That's always fun. What is your favorite video game? Well, I played a lot, so that's hard to answer. Here's a few contenders. Best birth method. Whatever didn't give us you. Do you regret doing this Q&A? I am starting to, yes. What's video production generally like, and why does it take so long? Oh, yes, this question. Guess I'm a real YouTuber now. I made a joke about this in the last video, but I really do feel like I picked the most tedious style of content to make possible. I have to animate, which takes time. I have to research, which also takes time. I have to be funny, which I have to be in the mood for first, which is not always the case. Mix that in with the constant rewrites I have to do, or God forbid realizing I have to scrap the whole video, and that's why I do shorts. What's your favorite state? Plasma. Where were you the night of June 27th, 1997? Screw it, the statute ran out. I was poisoning a guy. Unfortunately, he was a homeopath. By my estimation, it would take 19 years for that poison to kick in. How does it feel being the only content creator who... Oh, must have been that guy. Why do I see you in so many comment sections? So, way back, like way early on, the idea was to have a sort of soft marketing strategy going on for my channel for people to accidentally click on and realize that my videos are there. This, did not work, but as time went on, though, I liked it. I was good at it. Current thoughts on Wizard senatorial affairs. Do you think the legalization of the gay frog, blah, 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 blah. I stopped voting after the police seized my copy of the Anarchist Spellbook. Politicians only work for big balls now. What software do you use? For the most part, I use GIMP, which is free, and Premiere, which is very not. For recording, I typically use Audacity, and for more complex effects, I need to use After Effects and Blender. What is your TF2 loadout? Oh, sure thing, let me just open it up for- Oh my god! Are you actually Chess-Ed-Gammon, or was that a joke? It is pronounced Chess-Ed-Gammon. It's based on my original name, which- Nope, that's a question for later. Vexillology or history? Also, favorite flag? Well, vexillology can be a subset of history, so history by default? As for my favorite flag, I have plans for that question, don't you worry. What inspired you to make content in the first place? Well, at first the theory was if I made videos on a topic I was learning, I would be able to learn them more effectively, but surprisingly, spending half the time animating yourself as a cartoon character put that theory to rest. Do you take inspiration from any other content creators? So, if you really think about it, having inspirations is kind of the same thing as doping, and personally, I stay above the influence of influences. So, I kind of invented this whole genre of comedy education content in front of a monochrome background by a guy with a 4-syllable name from the Delaware Valley. Milk or cereal first? Yeah, Christ, this again. I'm sick of this meme. Listen, it's simple. Here. First is the bowl, then the cereal, then the water, then the powdered milk, then the little umbrella. Why do people use horns as cups? Horn cups were invented by John Cup, who had heard that horny and thirsty meant the same thing and he got confused. Is there a subject you'd like to cover but don't know if it'd be worth the effort? Yes, usually something to do with whether or not I can make it funny. I'm sorry, France, but it's easier to make fun of you guys than the Boltzmann constant. Do you plan on making content longer as you grow? Yeah, but again, I have to stress, the animation takes a really long time. I probably would have gotten this Q&A out a lot faster if I just used, like, I don't know, B-roll footage of a game in the background instead of You know what? What was your favorite video to make? Well, like every other creator, I hate everything I make, but probably the Fibonacci Miles video because that fact is just really cool. If you want a real video, though, I guess the Penamite video? At what point do you decide the rabbit hole has gone too far? Around the point I realize if I include it, I'm going to have to animate it. You know, I'm starting to notice a trend here. What's your opinion on nihilism? I don't see the point. How long could you survive in World War II as a soldier? Depends where you're talking about. Do you mean like LA or Normandy? Celsius or Fahrenheit? So, I like the metric system, but its whole shtick is that it helps you convert between units, and you don't really need to have to do that with temperature, and don't you bring up Kelvin, you do not need to do that, and if you do need to do that, you should probably be doing your homework right now. How to build a bomb? No, in Minecraft. Oh, yeah, sure, that's fine. Here. What's the most enjoyable part about creating your content? Well, as much as I complain, it's still definitely animation. There's always a feeling that the research I do isn't exhaustive enough, and the jokes get stale when you hear them 1,000 times during editing, so when I make an animation and it turns out well, I can just enjoy it. How much do you bench? 270. I have to make up for the voice somehow. What's your favorite hidden detail in one of your videos? The subtitles I made for this. Where did you get your name from? Yeah, okay, this one was asked a lot. All right, so as a kid, I had this